All right, so we're diving deep today into something every trader wants, right?
Yeah, getting better results, more consistency.
Exactly. Like sticking to the plan even when things get crazy.
Oh, yeah, the market can definitely throw you some curveballs.
Big time. And, you sent me this quote. It kind of sums it up perfectly. Most of your trading mistakes can be solved by following your rules. Stop trading your emotions. Start trading your system.
It's so true.
I think we all know this deep down, right? But the question is, how do we actually do it?
Right, like how do we bridge that gap? It's funny because this isn't just about having some fancy system.
It's bigger than that.
Yeah, it's about understanding why we make those bad decisions in the first place.
Emotions, right.
Exactly. Fear, greed, that fear of missing out.
Oh, FOMO.
Aha, yeah, FOMO. It gets us all. And those emotions, they can completely derail your trading plan, even if it's a good one.
I've definitely been there. Remember that tech stock we were talking about?
The one that tanked after earnings?
Yeah, that was rough. My gut was telling me to sell, but I held on. It went against everything my plan said did, but
But you held strong.
I did, thankfully.
Yeah.
It eventually recovered.
Phew. Dodged a bullet there.
Yeah. But those few days were stressful.
I bet. And that's exactly why having a system like a really solid one is so crucial.
So it's not just about when to buy and sell.
Nope. It's about having those predefined responses for when those emotions start kicking in.
Okay, so what would that look like?
Well, think about it this way. What specific signals in the market or even in your own behavior tell you, hey, it's time to step back and reassess?
Even if everyone else is still bullish.
Exactly. Because sometimes stepping back is the smartest move you can make.
So we're talking about taking emotion out to the equation as much as possible.
You got it.
Okay, so how do we do that? Is that where backtesting comes in?
Backtesting is huge, GE. In your research, you mentioned the Monte Carlo method, right?
Yeah.
That's not just about validating your overall strategy.
It's about stress testing it.
Exactly. Seeing how your system performs in all kinds of crazy market conditions.
So we can kind of preempt those emotional reactions.
Precisely. Because if you already know how your system is likely to perform, even in tough times, you're less likely to panic and make an impulsive decision.
That makes a lot of sense. I've been trying to journal my trades lately.
Oh, that's smart.
And I've noticed something interesting. Whenever I deviate from my plan, it's usually because of a specific feeling.
Like what?
Either I'm getting overconfident, like this is it, I've cracked the code,
Yeah.
or the opposite, pure fear takes over and I just want to get out.
I think we've all been there.
And it always seems to happen at the worst possible time.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That ties into something we talked about before, risk management, right?
Absolutely. In your notes, you mentioned struggling with position sizing, especially when a trade starts moving against you.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough one.
It is. Have you thought about using a trailing stop loss?
I've read about those, but to be honest, I haven't really put them into practice.
They can be a game changer. It's like having this automatic safety net.
So it adjusts your risk based on how volatile the market's getting.
Exactly. It takes some of the emotion out of those tough decisions because you've already set your boundaries.
That's a really good point. I might have to revisit that. It seems like it could really help with that impulsive side of my trading.
It's definitely worth experimenting with. Because at the end of the day, discipline isn't about, suppressing your emotions altogether.
It's about channeling them.
Yes, it's about having a structured approach so those emotions don't completely take over.
This has been super helpful.
Glad to hear it.
So for everyone listening, I think the big question is, how can you identify those emotions that throw your trading off?
Yeah.
And what's one concrete step you can take, like maybe experimenting with a trailing stop loss, to build a system that mitigates that risk?
Exactly. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect from day one. Just take it one step at a time and keep learning.
Awesome. Thanks for diving deep with us today.
Anytime. Happy trading.
See you next time.
Take care.